The round 32 clash at the Unipol Domus on Saturday, April 11, 2026, is a high-stakes survival battle between two teams sitting 16th and 17th in the table. Historically, matches between these sides are physically intense, with their last meeting in January resulting in a hard-fought 2-2 draw. Statistically, Serie currently averages 3.98 cards per match, and both teams contribute heavily to this trend. Cagliari averages 2.1 for yellow cards per game, while Cremonese follows closely with an average of 2.00. Given the six-pointer nature of this relegation scrap, where neither side can afford to drop points, the pressure is expected to translate into tactical fouls and high aggression. With both teams fighting to stay above the drop zone, clearing the 3.5 card line is a high probability outcome. Prediction: over 3.5 cards. The round 32 clash at the Stadio Olimpico Grande Torino on Saturday, April 11, 2026, sees 12th-placed Torino hosting 19th-placed Hellas Verona. Torino enters this fixture in solid scoring form, having found the net in each of their last 5 matches, including a recent 4-1 victory over Parma and a 1-0 win against Pisa. Statistically, Torino has scored in 71% of their Serie A games this season and has been particularly consistent at home. On the other hand, Hellas Verona has struggled defensively, conceding in their last 7 consecutive matches and maintaining one of the league's poorest away records, 9 losses in 16 away trips. With Nikola Vlasic leading the creative efforts and Verona's defense allowing an average of 1.7 goals per game, the Granotta are highly likely to find the back of the net at least once. Prediction: Torino to score. Milan enters this fixture at the San Siro in second place, sitting on 63 points and trailing only Inter. The Rossoneri have been formidable at home under Massimiliano Allegri, securing 9 wins this season and coming off a vital 3-2 victory against Torino. Statistically, Milan has a dominant record against Udinese, winning the last 4 encounters, including a 3-0 victory earlier this season. Udinese, currently in 11th place with 40 points, has shown resilience with recent clean sheets but historically struggles at the Piazza. With Rafael Leo leading the scoring charts with 9 goals and Milan boasting the league's second-best defense, only 23 goals conceded, a home win is highly probable. Milan's 63% win probability reflects their technical superiority and current momentum in the title fight. Prediction: AC Milan to win. The showdown at the New Balance Arena on Saturday, April 11, 2026, features 7th-placed Atalanta hosting 5th-placed Juventus. Atalanta has been one of the most consistent offensive units in the league, currently boasting an 8-game scoring streak in Serie A. Statistically, they are particularly dangerous at home, having found the net in each of their last 7 home fixtures. Juventus, while defensively solid, has conceded in 60% of their away matches this season, averaging 1.07 goals allowed when playing as guests. With key creative players like Lazar Samardzic, top scorer with 4 goals, and Charles de Ketelaere in peak form, and considering that both teams have a 52% and 48% rate for BTTS respectively, the La Dea offense is highly likely to breach the Juventus backline at least once during this critical top-table clash. Prediction: Atalanta to score. The clash at the Real Arena on Saturday, April 11, 2026, pits 7th-placed Real Sociedad against 16th-placed Alaves. Statistically, this matchup is highly favorable for goals, with Real Sociedad seeing over 1.5 goals in 82% of their home matches this season. Alaves matches follow a similar trend, clearing the line in 71% of their fixtures. Real Sociedad's offensive leaders, Mikel Oyarzabal, 11 goals, and Goncalo Gages, 8 goals, have been in clinical form, helping the team average 1.58 goals per game. On the other hand, Alaves has struggled to keep clean sheets, failing to do so in their last 12 matches. Their recent form includes high-scoring results like a 3-4 thriller against Celta Vigo and a 2-2 draw with Osasuna. Given both teams' defensive vulnerabilities and offensive output, surpassing the 1.5 goal mark is a very high probability outcome. Prediction: over 1.5 goals. This matchup at the Estadio Manuel Martinez Valero pits 18th-placed Elche against 13th-placed Valencia. Statistically, both teams have shown a significant all-or-nothing trend in recent weeks. Elche has gone 4 matches without a draw, while Valencia has a remarkable streak of 10 matches without a stalemate. Elche is fighting desperately for survival, currently sitting in the relegation zone with 29 points, making every home game a must-win. Valencia, on 35 points, has struggled on the road but remains dangerous on the counter-attack. Interestingly, Elche has one of the league's highest rates for over 2.5 goals games, suggesting an open style that rarely ends in a deadlock. Given the high stakes for the hosts and both teams' recent inability to settle for a point, a decisive result for either side is highly probable. Prediction: double chance, Elche or Valencia to win, 12. The Catalan derby at Spotify Camp Nou on Saturday, April 11, 2026, sees league leaders Barcelona hosting 10th-placed Espanyol. Barcelona has been dominant this season, especially at home, where they average 3.13 goals scored per match and have a win rate significantly higher than their rivals. Statistically, Barca has a massive historical advantage, winning 28 of the last 34 home meetings against Espanyol. The Blaugrana already defeated Espanyol 2-0 earlier this year in January. Espanyol, while having a decent season, has struggled against top-tier opposition and possesses the lowest possession stats in the league. With Barcelona's 70% win probability and their superior squad depth, a home victory is the most expected outcome as they push to secure the La Liga title. Prediction: Barcelona to win. The fixture at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan features a Sevilla side fighting to stay out of the relegation zone, 16th place, and an Atletico Madrid squad aiming for a top 3 finish. Statistically, this matchup has a strong history of producing goals, with 73% of their past meetings exceeding the 1.5 goal mark. Sevilla has struggled defensively this season, conceding an average of 1.7 goals per game, while Atletico boasts one of the most efficient attacks in the league, averaging 2.5 goals per match. Recent form further supports this prediction. Sevilla is coming off high-scoring results like a 2-2 draw with Betis and a 5-2 loss to Barcelona. With both teams needing points, Sevilla for survival and Atletico for Champions League security, an open, attacking game is expected. Prediction: over 1.5 goals. This high-stakes Bundesliga clash at Signal Iduna Park on Saturday, April 11, 2026, features second-placed Borussia Dortmund hosting sixth-placed Bayer Leverkusen. Dortmund is in exceptional home form, having won their last 3 league matches, including a 3-2 victory over Hamburg and a 2-0 win against Augsburg. Statistically, the Black and Yellows average 2.14 goals per match this season and have a 54% probability of scoring more than once in this fixture. Leverkusen, while competitive, has shown defensive vulnerabilities on the road, conceding an average of 1.7 goals per game and having failed to keep a clean sheet in their last 6 outings. With Dortmund's offensive efficiency and the intense atmosphere of the Yellow Wall, the home side is well positioned to find the net at least twice against a struggling Leverkusen backline. Prediction: Dortmund to score over 1.5 goals. The clash at the Voith Arena on Saturday, April 11, 2026, pits bottom-placed Heidenheim against 12th-placed Union Berlin. Statistically, this is a prime matchup for goals, as Heidenheim holds the worst defensive record in the Bundesliga, conceding an average of 2.25 goals per match and failing to keep a clean sheet in any home game this season. Despite their struggles, Heidenheim remains a threat at home, scoring in their last 3 outings at the Voith Arena. Union Berlin, while more conservative, has seen over 1.5 goals in 78% of their fixtures this season. Recent head-to-head history further supports this, with the last meeting in November ending in a 2-1 win for Heidenheim. Given Heidenheim's defensive fragility and the historical trend of 83% of their direct encounters clearing the 1.5 line, at least 2 goals are highly expected. Prediction: over 1.5 goals. The clash at the Red Bull Arena on Saturday, April 11, 2026, features 4th-placed RB Leipzig against 15th-placed Gladbach. Statistically, this fixture is a strong candidate for a high corner count. Leipzig is one of the most prolific teams in the league for generating set pieces, averaging 5.33 corners taken per match, a figure that rises significantly when playing at home. Gladbach, while struggling in the standings, maintains a decent offensive output on the wings, contributing an average of 4.36 corners per away game. Overall, Leipzig matches this season average 9.91 total corners. Given Leipzig's high-pressing style and Gladbach's tendency to defend deep and concede corners under pressure, averaging 4.56 corners against, surpassing the 7.5 line is a highly consistent statistical outcome for these two sides. Prediction: over 7.5 corners. The matchup at the Millantor Stadion on Saturday, April 11, 2026, pits 16th-placed St. Pauli against league leaders Bayern Munich. While Bayern is the heavy favourite, St. Pauli has shown a consistent ability to find the net at home. Statistically, St. Pauli has scored in 67% of their home matches this season, including a 3-3 draw against Dortmund and a 2-1 win over Stuttgart. Bayern, despite their dominance, has conceded in 64% of their away fixtures, allowing an average of 1.0 goals per game on the road. The both teams to score (BTTS) probability for this fixture is rated at 68% by analysts, reflecting the high-energy atmosphere at Millantor that often pushes the underdogs to exploit defensive gaps. With St. Pauli fighting for survival and having found the net against Bayern in their previous meeting this season, a 3-1 loss, a home goal is a strong possibility. Prediction: St. Pauli to score. The round 29 clash at the Stade de l'Abadeshon on Saturday, April 11, 2026, pits 16th-placed Auxerre against 17th-placed Nantes in a high-stakes battle to escape the bottom three. Statistically, both teams rely heavily on wing play and set pieces, leading to a high volume of corners. Auxerre has been particularly active at home, averaging 6.2 corners taken in their last 10 home matches. Nantes, despite their league position, ranks near the top of the league for corner production, averaging 5.77 corners per game. Historically, matches between these relegation rivals are frantic and physical, with wide clearances often resulting in frequent set pieces. Given that both teams average a combined total of over 10 corners per match this season, surpassing the 7.5 line is a highly reliable statistical outcome. Prediction: over 7.5 corners. The final match of our Saturday marathon takes us to Rosenborg Park on April 11, 2026. 7th-placed Rennes hosts 12th-placed Angers in a fixture dominated by the home side's historical and current superiority. Rennes enters this clash in strong form, having secured 4 wins in their last 6 matches, including a high-scoring 4-3 victory over Brest. Statistically, Rennes holds a 65% win probability, bolstered by their impressive home record and the fact they have won 14 of their last 22 head-to-head encounters against Angers. Conversely, Angers has struggled significantly on the road, losing 4 of their last 6 away trips and conceding an average of 1.4 goals per game. With a deeper squad and the motivation to push for a European spot, Rennes is heavily favoured to secure all 3 points. Prediction: Rennes to win. The stats for the 2025-26 season strongly support a high corner count for this fixture at the Emirates. Arsenal currently averages 5.84 corners per match, ranking among the league's top teams for set-piece generation. Bournemouth is equally aggressive in this department, averaging 5.71 corners per game, which is significantly higher than many mid-table rivals. Their head-to-head history reinforces this trend. Their meeting in January 2026 was a high-intensity 3-2 affair that featured consistent attacking pressure from both sides. With Arsenal fighting to maintain their lead at the top of the table and Bournemouth's tendency to use wide areas through players like Tavernier, both teams contribute heavily to the total count. Combined, they average over 11 corners per match, making the 7.5 line a very safe statistical floor. Prediction: over 7.5 corners. The stats for the 2025-26 season favour an Everton goal at the Tech Community Stadium on April 11, 2026. Everton has been consistent on the road, scoring in 67% of their away matches and averaging 1.07 goals per game. Statistically, Brentford has struggled to maintain defensive solidity at home, keeping a clean sheet in only 20% of their fixtures at the Tech and conceding an average of 1.13 goals per home game. Recent history between these two sides is particularly telling. In their last meeting in January 2026, Everton managed to put 2 goals past the Bees in a 4-2 loss. With Brentford conceding in 80% of their home matches and Everton's counter-attacking efficiency resulting in goals against top-half teams like Newcastle and Fulham recently, the Toffees are highly likely to find the back of the net. The stats for the 2025-26 season favour Liverpool heavily as they host Fulham at Anfield on Saturday, April 11, 2026. Liverpool currently sits in 5th place with 49 points, fighting for a Champions League spot. Statistically, the Reds hold a 65.3% win probability, supported by their strong home record where they average 2.1 goals per match. In the reverse fixture in January, the two sides played out a 2-2 draw at Craven Cottage, but Liverpool's performance at Anfield has been significantly more clinical. Fulham, currently in 9th with 44 points, has been a surprise package but historically struggles at this venue, where Liverpool has won 17 of the last 27 meetings. With a 37% clean sheet rate at home and the offensive depth to breach Fulham's defence, a home victory is the most consistent statistical outcome. Prediction: Liverpool to win. The statistics for the 2025-26 season strongly support Fulham finding the net at Anfield on Saturday, April 11, 2026. While Liverpool is the favourite, their defensive record at home has been inconsistent, conceding in 73% of their Premier League matches this season. Statistically, the Reds allow an average of 1.13 goals per game at home and have only kept a clean sheet in 27% of their fixtures. Fulham, currently 9th, has been efficient in attack, scoring in 67% of their total matches and averaging 1.1 goals per game on the road. History also favours a high-scoring affair. The two sides drew 2-2 in January 2026, and 64% of their recent meetings have seen both teams score, BTTS. With Fulham coming off a 3-1 win over Burnley and Liverpool's defence showing gaps in recent losses to City and Brighton, an away goal is highly probable. Prediction: Fulham to score.